What is going on, guys? JD from New York here, and this is your official WWE Monday Night Raw review, the last Monday Night Raw review of 2014. Last night's show, December 29th, live from Washington, D.C. Now, WWE, I'm going to get right to the point. We all know the reason I stopped doing Monday Night Raw reviews regularly is because WWE didn't give us anything newsworthy to talk about. I would not come on here and waste my time and give you guys a review of a show that had absolutely no substance. Last night was a completely different story. For the first time in many, many months, WWE kept my interest through a 3-hour program of Monday Night Raw. They have not done that in a while. I don't know when the last Monday Night Raw was that I was in tune and interested in everything that they did, every segment that was on. I'm not saying it was the greatest show of all time. I'm not even saying it was one of the best Monday Night Raws of 2014. But for WWE to keep my interest through 3 hours of Monday Night Raw after I kept repeatedly bashing them and putting the product down, that says a lot, so I commend them for that. WWE wanted to go out with a bang, okay? I don't know how many times this script or this show was rewritten, but it seemed like everything flowed. The only problem that I had last night with the placement of how things occurred last night was the Ascension, okay? And I'll talk about that in a little bit. I don't think it did them any favors that they went on after Daniel Bryan, and everyone was thrilled that Daniel Bryan is making a triumphant return to WWE in 2015, which I will talk about in a little bit. That's going to be the main point I want to talk about here on my Monday Night Raw review. And you guys, with the overwhelming support that you showed, I threw it out there on Twitter. I'm like, how many people want to see a Monday Night Raw review? And without question, you guys stepped up to the plate and hit a fucking grand slam. About 89 favorites for that one tweet. And I joked around, I'm like, who wants to see a Monday Night Raw review? If this tweet gets 5.5 favorites, I'll do a Monday Night Raw review. You guys fucking obviously want to see a Monday Night Raw review. You were excited about the show last night. I was excited about the show last night. So we'll talk about it, and I'll give you guys my expert opinion on Monday Night Raw and the WWE as a whole leading into 2015. But if you guys missed Off the Script, I just want to get this out of the way. Off the Script did not occur on Sunday. Not enough news. I'm building Off the Script this weekend to make its return again, hopefully for 3 parts, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. I only did Friday and Saturday. There was not a lot of news, but if you did miss anything this past weekend, links are down below. Go check that shit out. Thank you again for all the support. WWE 2K15, I have a new universe mode coming out later this afternoon, week number 7. CM Punk and Daniel Bryan in the main event against the Wyatt family, Luke Harper and Eric Rowan, plus many, many other budding rivalries on WWE 2K15. Make sure you go check that out. And, of course, Mr. 9 to 5 doing his thing on My Career. Again, all that shit is down below in the description. Now, without further ado, let me get into the review of last night's show. I want to talk about Daniel Bryan, okay? And I've been very vocal about Daniel Bryan on this show, on my channel, on Off the Script, on Behind the Mic, okay? The way the show ended last night, you know the WWE is rearranging plans for Daniel Bryan's return. What do I mean by that? I reported that WWE is thinking about having Seth Rollins cash in the Money in the Bank on either Brock Lesnar or John Cena at the Royal Rumble in January, have Seth Rollins win the WWE Championship, and then dangle that championship over John Cena's head in a way to get the Authority back on television. It seems like the WWE sped that process up by at least 4 weeks, because last night, the Authority made its return to WWE television. Beautifully done. I like the way it was executed. A little bit drawn out, but the conclusion of it and the substance that was there, the bulk of that whole segment with Edge and Christian and Seth Rollins, you know, taking Edge hostage, threatening to break his neck, And John Cena, being the good guy that he is, doesn't want to see his friend in any harm, okay? You know, putting potential risk to his life. So John Cena did the only thing that he could. Seth Rollins blackmailed John Cena into bringing the Authority back. John Cena, in front of a sold-out audience on the microphone, said the Authority is back in power on Monday Night Raw. Seth Rollins, Big Show, and the goons that he's got following him around all celebrated, sipped champagne. John Cena got his ass kicked, and that was that. The show closes, 2014 closes, and the last Raw of 2014 closes with the Authority, Triple H, and Stephanie McMahon and everybody involved sipping champagne as the show went off the air, okay? This process was sped up about 4 weeks because I reported exactly what I just previously mentioned. Seth Rollins was going to use the WWE Championship. This was just a rumor, by the way. Going to use the WWE Championship as a way to entice John Cena to bring back the Authority. He would steal the title right underneath from John Cena's nose, and the Authority would be brought back to television. A lot of you did not like that idea because you're worried about Ric Flair's WWE Championship record or World Championship record 16 times. I don't give a shit about that. I really don't. I honestly don't. WWE can do whatever they want. If they broke the Undertaker streak at WrestleMania, they will surely break Ric Flair's 16-time World Championship record. It means nothing. Okay, these records are made to be broken, and I don't care if it did happen. I don't care if it was broken or not. If it made sense, I'm all for it. Okay. Now, the one thing I don't like about this angle, this whole scenario that happened last night with the Authority, is pretty much the stipulation that we seen at Survivor Series is made for nothing. It made everyone look like fools. Again, a big loophole in the WWE storyline and the WWE product. Okay, WWE vanquished the Authority. Sting comes down, does what he does, saves the WWE. The vigilante that he is comes and goes, and everything was back to normal. Okay, Ziggler got his big push. You know, Ziggler saved the day with the pin, etc., etc. Now we come back to last night's show, and pretty much all that was erased. All those feel-good moments, Sting's debut, Ziggler, all erased. WWE ends up bringing the Authority back to television anyway, okay? Now, the smart fans are going to realize that. You realize it. I realize it. It doesn't make sense, okay? Everything that we've seen, they shrug their shoulders. I don't give a shit. But last night was very well done. You got to see the positives in the Authority being back on television. No more GMs, these fucking fly-by-night GMs. None of these random GMs. None of these fucking celebrities that don't need to be on WWE television or don't belong in that world, okay? Yes, we will get the Authority's long, drawn-out segments. Yes, we will get the bullshit. Yes, we will probably see some stale moments here and there from the Authority. I don't think Authority figures on Monday Night Raw are really that necessary, especially ones that are trying to mimic Vince McMahon, because you will never be a Mr. McMahon. But in the grand scheme of things, WWE did the only thing that was right, okay, that they could have done. They wanted to bring back the Authority. This, like I said, was a sped-up process, and it's all going to lead to Triple H and his match, probably with Sting, at WrestleMania 31. Now, I do think Sting needs to be on the first episode of Monday Night Raw. WWE needs to go into the first Raw of 2015 with all guns blazing, like Judas Priest once said, okay? I think Sting really needs to be there to get things going, get the wheels in motion, okay? You got to stack Monday Night Raw. You got to come out firing all fucking cannons on Monday Night Raw to start the new year. They ended Monday Night Raw in 2014 very promising, very intriguing. They got my interest. We're all going to be tuning in. It's going to be a big show, the first show of the year, especially the way WWE ended things last night. So I do think Sting should be there. Will he be there? That's another question to be answered on a different day, but I really don't know. If I was booking WWE, and some of you actually asked me this last night, JD, how would you book Sting now? I would have Sting show up on Monday Night Raw. That is my answer. Okay, I don't know what WWE is going to do. I don't know. But Triple H and Stephanie being back on TV, there are some positives, there are some negatives, but in the grand scheme of things, the road to WrestleMania will really, really begin on Monday Night Raw next week, okay? Forget the Royal Rumble. WWE is accelerating this process, and it all has to do with Daniel Bryan. I don't give a shit who you are, okay? I don't give a shit if you hate him. I don't give a shit if you love him. I don't give a shit if you don't watch wrestling. If you know Daniel Bryan and the story and the struggle that he went through in 2014, you have no other choice but to feel sorry for him, to feel sympathy for him, to be on his side, to back him 100%. Daniel Bryan and the genuine emotion that he showed last night is what we as wrestling fans love to see on weekly programming, okay? He laid it all out on the table. He told you what he went through in 2014. And I knew that Daniel Bryan wasn't going to retire. I just knew it. Everything on the Daniel Bryan front was way too quiet, okay? It was way too quiet. We didn't hear anything from Daniel Bryan. He made some appearances here and there, etc., etc. But in the overall grand scheme of things, I knew he wasn't going to come out there and retire, okay? If he wanted to retire, if he was going to retire, he would have outwardly come out and say it, okay? Or it would have been on earlier in the show. Actually, I don't think it would have been on earlier in the show because then everyone would have been sad and everybody's energy would have been sucked right from the get-go. So I'm glad that they put him on where they did. But he went on with the whole process of explaining that, you know, he won the championship. You know, he overcame the Authority. He was happy when the Authority was out of power. He married Brie Bella, okay? Happiest day of his life. Married the woman of his dreams. Then his father passed away, and you seen the fucking tears in his eyes as he was talking about his father. He couldn't be there for his father. And then he was taken out of the WWE Universe, stripped of the title, never lost the title, okay? And the doctors didn't know what was wrong. And everyone was tweeting at me, oh my God, the worst possible scenario is going to happen. Daniel Bryan's going to be no more. And all of a sudden, Daniel Bryan comes out and says, everyone wants to know if my career is over, if I'm going to retire. And as goosebumps went up and down my arms, Daniel Bryan said, no, I am not going out that way. I'm going to be back, and I'm going to be back in the 2015 Royal Rumble. Right then and there. Right then and there. WWE's plans switched up. And I knew it as soon as he said those words live on Monday Night Raw last night. There is no, and I'm going to be completely frank with you. I'm going to be completely honest with you. I don't give a shit who you are, what you think you know. I don't care, okay? What I'm about to tell you makes sense. Some of you may not see it that way, but I do, okay? Roman Reigns cannot win the Royal Rumble. Everything that I previously mentioned was having to do with Daniel Bryan not being in the Royal Rumble. The triple threat match with the Shield, Seth Rollins winning the title, etc., etc., okay? All of that can be swept under the table. Now that we have Daniel Bryan back on WWE television, now that we know that he's healthy, now that we have an exact date in which we will see Daniel Bryan, he will be in the Royal Rumble, okay? WWE fucked it up tremendously last year when they didn't even include him in the Royal Rumble. After he went on to battle Bray Wyatt in one of the best matches in 2014 to open that show. Daniel Bryan wasn't even in the Royal Rumble. Everyone was expecting him to be number 30. Rey Mysterio comes out and nobody gave a flying fuck. Batista went on to win that Royal Rumble in a Royal Rumble that I will deem as one of the worst of all time. Because WWE did not give us competitors in that Royal Rumble, which made me believe, you know what, he could win it. Or this guy could win it. Oh, you know what, this guy could win it. At least 1/3 of the field in the Royal Rumble has to make you believe they have a great shot at winning the Royal Rumble. No one in the Royal Rumble last year even came close besides Batista. Batista was automatically deemed the winner before the match even started. Okay? So that was WWE's mistake, number one. Number two, they didn't include Daniel Bryan in the Royal Rumble. Number three, they didn't give the Royal Rumble to the right man last year. Okay? And WWE realized that. The fans don't want to be force-fed somebody they don't want. You cannot tell us who you want at the top. We tell you. We make you money. Okay? We buy the merchandise. We buy the tickets. If we want Daniel Bryan to win the Royal Rumble last year, WWE should have called an audible and said, you know what? Fuck Mysterio. Nobody cares about him. Daniel Bryan's going in, and he's going to eliminate Batista. Okay? Thank God WWE realized this was wrong and listened to the fucking fans and gave Daniel Bryan his moment again. Okay? After everything Daniel Bryan has went through in 2014, we come to the same scenario in 2015. Roman Reigns is not the poster boy for WWE. He may be the poster boy in 5 years, but at this very moment, no. He's not ready. Roman Reigns is absolutely fucking uninspired. There's no charisma. He has no wrestling ability whatsoever, and he's awful on the microphone. He's got no redeeming qualities whatsoever. To the point last night where Seth Rollins couldn't even deliver a good match with Roman Reigns. That's how bad he is. And WWE has got this mindset, oh, he's got the look, he's got the chiseled look, he's got the fucking pretty boy face. That doesn't make a WWE champion. Roman Reigns has not even set himself apart from what he was formerly in the Shield. You cannot give someone the WWE championship that the fans don't care about. And it's quite evident the fans are not fully behind Roman Reigns. The fans are behind Daniel Bryan. And I'm going to lay it out there right now. If WWE wants to make money, if WWE wants to make WrestleMania the best pay-per-view that they could possibly make it, Daniel Bryan must win the Royal Rumble. Daniel Bryan needs to win the Royal Rumble. Daniel Bryan needs to go on to WrestleMania 31 and challenge Brock Lesnar for the WWE Championship. The title that he never even lost and was stripped for because of circumstances beyond his control. He never lost. He was never pinned. He was never submitted. He gave the title up in forfeit because of reasons beyond his control. Now that he's back, the one thing that Daniel Bryan needs to do is be thrusted back into the world title picture because it's the only right thing to do. You're not going to have him fight his way back up the ladder, you know, going through Roman Reigns and Seth Rollins and this and that. Daniel Bryan automatically becomes your top priority with his return at the Royal Rumble. Roman Reigns is not ready. Thus, he should not win the Royal Rumble. Everything has changed with Daniel Bryan coming back. OJD. Daniel Bryan versus Brock Lesnar is not believable. Can you imagine the hype, the build, the story, the overcoming of the odds to make Daniel Bryan the face of the company, which should have been done a year and a half ago? Can you imagine everything finally coming to be if he beats Brock Lesnar? Brock Lesnar is your WWE champion. You gave him the keys to the kingdom. Okay? You gave him the Undertaker streak. You gave him the world title. You made him an unstoppable force, which no one can stop. WWE's main goal right now is to propel Daniel Bryan in a way over Brock Lesnar at WrestleMania that is believable and that will make Daniel Bryan the face of the company. I don't give a flying fuck what anyone has to say about this. It needs to be done. It needs to be done. And with his announcement last night, you've seen it, and I'm letting you know right now. Everything is building around Daniel Bryan, needs to be built around Daniel Bryan. If WWE doesn't follow what I'm saying, WWE leading into WrestleMania will be fucking floating up Schitt's Creek. Roman Reigns doesn't deserve the title. Seth Rollins, yes, he's the best performer in WWE in 2014. I'm not taking it away from him. But he's not Daniel Bryan. This is Daniel Bryan's time. Okay? Everything that was supposed to be with Daniel Bryan needs to be going Daniel Bryan's way right now. I don't care. I really don't. This needs to happen. There is money in a David versus Goliath matchup. Brock Lesnar versus Daniel Bryan. How the fuck can WWE pass on that? This was supposed to be the rumored main event for SummerSlam. Brock Lesnar was supposed to take the title from Daniel Bryan at SummerSlam. Now, WWE has the perfect opportunity to build towards this at WrestleMania 31 and make it even bigger than it was supposed to be. Can you imagine the fucking hype around the WWE Universe if Daniel Bryan wins the Royal Rumble? If he wins the Royal Rumble and all of a sudden the next night on Monday Night Raw, Brock Lesnar comes out and just fucking intimidates the fuck out of Daniel Bryan. Can you imagine us as fans getting behind Daniel Bryan and rooting him on? It will be bigger than it ever was, man. The Yes Movement would fucking be 20 times bigger than it was last year. It needs to happen. It needs to happen. That's the way it should happen. And WWE, I swear to God, if you don't do it, I'm not interested in anything else. Okay? You already got Seth Rollins involved with John Cena. And I don't know what's going on with Randy Orton. The Authority's back. Everything's going to be revolving around the Authority and Sting and how Seth Rollins and John Cena are involved. Everything, they're all involved in something. Daniel Bryan could go on to something else, which is Brock Lesnar in the WWE Championship. Plain and simple. Last night was amazing. Thank God Daniel Bryan doesn't have to retire. And I was thrilled. I was absolutely thrilled, man. Yes, yes, yes. Daniel Bryan's in the Royal Rumble 2015. That is your winner of the 2015 Royal Rumble, okay? Moving on. Brock Lesnar, anytime the man comes out, he didn't do anything last night. His facial expressions are fucking awesome. I even mentioned this on Twitter. He stood around there, was teased to be given an F5, not an F5, an AA from John Cena, and they're building towards that. It's good to keep those two separated if you're billing this as the final encounter. Lesnar is there with Heyman. He's just carrying the belt around, making one of his appearances. Really didn't do much else after the opening segment last night on Monday Night Raw. Ziggler versus Rusev. I could see this being a feud going down the line. I could see actually Ziggler pinning Rusev for his first loss. But what I seen last night, I liked the ending. I like that Rusev was being ruthless. I like that Rusev was, you know, he felt threatened last night. So that's why I think they did what they did. It was a great way. I know DQs don't really mean anything in WWE anymore because it's overdone and they use them a lot every week. But it is what it is. Ziggler, Rusev, champion versus champion last night happened. I was really shocked that they actually put these two in a match. They finally gave Rusev some stiff competition, some ample competition. And the ending of that, seeing Rusev not break the referee's 5 count. And Ziggler won by disqualification. Like I said, I could really see these two battling. You know, the U.S. title and the IC title kind of coming together. Maybe a unification match down the line. But I do like this for a possible feud. Maybe that's Ziggler's opponent for WrestleMania, and maybe we'll see Ziggler get the win over Rusev and finally give him his first loss. Ryback really surprised me last night. Okay, the promo that he cut and the clips that they showed on the Titantron really opened my eyes to Ryback. A lot of you said Ryback was on Chris Jericho's podcast. I have not listened to that yet, but Ryback certainly showed us why he's got better mic skills than Roman Reigns, bar none. Okay, but Ryback's interaction with the fans and the universe on the microphone really shocked me. It seemed genuine, and I can't help, and I actually tweeted this to Joe Cronin, I can't help, towards the ending of that promo with Ryback, the intensity that he showed and him looking into the microphone, I can't believe that that was not about CM Punk. The negativity, turning the negativity into a positive, looking right into the microphone, right into the camera, and just staring everybody down at home. I can't help but you know, take away that he was kind of referencing CM Punk underneath all what, you know, all that he was saying. So I liked the big guy's promo last night. Really opened the eyes of a lot of people, and Ryback, you know, seemed to gain some respect from this viewer. So that was a segment that was very well done. Cesaro got on the microphone as well. Luke Harper was cutting a promo last night. Last night was about guys who typically are not really good on the microphone or haven't been given enough microphone time. They had the stage to shine last night, and I'm glad WWE gave these guys a moment to speak to the WWE Universe last night like they did, so that was good. Usos versus Miz and Damien Sandow. The Usos won the tag team championships again. I am completely over the Miz-Dow tag team, the Miz and Damien Sandow. I don't like it. I don't find it entertaining. I find it to be embarrassing. They're not really a tag team. I said this once before. I feel like the Miz is a one-man team, and every match that he fights, defending the tag team championships with Damien Sandow, is a handicap match, because all Miz-Dow does, or Sandow, is imitate the Miz. All right, I don't like it. I would have had the Ascension, who debuted last night as well. I'll get to that in a second. I would have had their debut not be against Miz and Damien Sandow later on in the evening. I would have had their debut be coming out and attacking the Usos and just laying them to waste after they won the tag team championships. Pretty much sending a message saying that we're here and we're coming immediately for you in those championships. That's what I would have did, but who the fuck am I? I'm only some scrub on here giving you guys my opinion on Monday Night Raw last night, all right? Bad news, Barrett returns. He went against Cesaro. I'm glad that he's back. He's one of my boys. He can automatically be thrusted back into that Intercontinental title picture with Dolph Ziggler. So the mid-card seeming to come together again in WWE, all right? But a lot of people were saying last night that that Barrett coming back as a face. I don't think he's a face. I'm just glad people are, I think people are glad that he's back. And it was a surprise. I didn't expect him to return last night. I didn't even know he was ready. I thought they were going to save him for the Royal Rumble as well. But bad news, Barrett ultimately will be a heel, and he will be going after Dolph Ziggler. He was unceremoniously, stripped of the title because of the injury that he suffered from Jack Swagger. So Barrett, I fully expect to get back into the IC title picture. Maybe that's who Ziggler has to go through before he goes on to Rusev. But all I know is the WWE mid-card seems to be coming together quite nicely, and it's all on WWE's end to find a, to kind of mold that mid-card and take care of it and show us that these are the guys for the future. And I just hope that, that these guys don't go to waste. Luke Harper versus Jack Swagger did absolutely nothing for me. Roman Reigns versus Seth Rollins, I could not care less. WWE gave away this match, which is seemingly a pay-per-view caliber match on TV, and Roman Reigns didn't live up to the whole keys to the kingdom, and this is our guy mantra that WWE is labeling him as. Seth Rollins carried the match, and Seth Rollins is an unbelievable performer. He couldn't even carry Roman Reigns to a good match. The entire match, Roman Reigns was fucking headlocks and rest holds, and Roman Reigns does nothing for me, man. I'm not even going to go into it again and complain about Roman Reigns. I gave you my opinion on him several times, and again in this video. He should not even win the Royal Rumble. He shouldn't even be a thought about winning the Royal Rumble. It's all Daniel Bryan. And the Ascension, I would have had them debut, like I said, with the Usos and attacking the Usos after the fact that they won the tag team titles. The fact that they debuted after Daniel Bryan's announcement against Miz and Damien Sandow really didn't do them any favors. I'm thrilled to see them on the main roster because I love their look. They're very old school. They remind me of Legion of Doom, Demolition, but they never stood a chance last night after the announcement of Daniel Bryan. Hopefully they come back next week and make an even bigger impact because last night really seemed to fall flat, and I just think they were placed wrong on the card last night. Last night was about Daniel Bryan. I'm glad that he's back. WWE knows what they have to do. It's all in their hands. I told you what they need to do. It's very simple. If they don't listen to what I'm telling you, WrestleMania is going to be fucking boring outside of what they got planned for Sting and Triple H and possibly The Undertaker and Bray Wyatt. Other than that, I really couldn't give a flying fuck what goes on at WrestleMania if Daniel Bryan is not at the top of the card challenging for the WWE Championship against Brock Lesnar. That is your Monday Night Raw review. It was a good show. Okay, it was a good show. Nothing great, but it flowed, and WWE kept my interest through 3 hours. That is the most important thing. All right, I will definitely be back on Friday with Off the Script. If I don't talk to you guys before then, have a happy and safe New Year. Team JD and what I'm doing here on YouTube, man, is going to be magnified. All right, in 2015, even more successful. I'm going to continue being myself. I'm going to continue being the #1 source for you guys regarding WWE news and rumors right here on YouTube.com, and I'm going to take my channel to the next level, man. Hopefully, you guys are with me for the ride, and thank you for all the support this year. I greatly appreciate it. It means the world to me. I'm here for you guys. You should know that by now. And like I said, have a happy and safe New Year. I will see you guys in 2015 for WWE Off the Script. Remember, subscribe if you're not new here, man. What the fuck are you waiting for? If you guys are not following me on Twitter, at JD from NY206. If you guys want to keep up to date on everything that I'm doing around here. And like I said, guys, Happy New Year. I'll see you guys in 2015 for the first episode of Off the Script. Until then, take care. I'll see you guys later.